Hello, everybody, and greetings from Germany, where maybe like you, we are enjoying a bit of COVID lockdown, and so I have some time to make this little video today. One of the things that I think people who have an HX Effects don't always fully appreciate is that the stereo functionality allows you to run different instruments into left and right. Not only that, but you can also direct the outputs of those instruments to the left and right output. So in this example, I'm going to show you how I connect my electric guitar to the left input and I run it out of the left output to my amp, and how I use the right input for my acoustic guitar and run it to the right output for my DI box, and the DI box then goes to the mixer. So my acoustic guitar does not go to my amp because I don't want it to go there. Okay, so let's get started. As you can see at the bottom, I have created two empty presets, left electric and right acoustic, 88 and 89. So let's take a look at the left electric, and take a look at the signal flow. There's nothing there. Okay, so the first thing I always do, because I'm in 4cm, if you're in 4cm and you're using an HX Effects, you really need to have an FX loop in there. Otherwise, you will not hear the channels of your amplifier. Okay? So always put an FX loop in there. But the real thing that you need to do if you want to have something going into the left and something else going into the right and coming out of the right and the left is you need to use a function called pan. And you find pan in the volume pan option. Okay? You must choose stereo because, of course, if you want to pan left and right, you have to use the stereo functionality of the HX Effects. So we choose that, and we go here to a pan. So we choose pan. Okay. And now we have the opportunity here to decide which way we want this to go, left or right. And so I want to have my electric guitar going in on the left input only, so I pan it completely to the left. Looks easy, right? It is easy. And now I come over to the end of my chain and I do exactly the same thing. I put in a pan, to the left. I pan this also 100% to the left. Okay? And I save it. And so now my electric guitar, which I happen to have in my hand, is only going to my amplifier. It is not going to my DI box here or to my mixer. That's not what I wanted to do. So I save that. Now, of course, once you've done that, you go back in and put in all your effects and just proceed as normal. The most important thing is the pan has to be the first and the last thing in your signal chain. Anything else doesn't really matter. I thought I could put an FX send after the pan. If anything is after the pan, any mono block, then the entire signal chain reverts to mono, and it doesn't work if you do that. Okay, so again, there's my electric guitar only going to the amp. All right, so I turn. By the way, I'm using a Blug Amp 1. You can't really see it except for the side. It's on my pedal board. It's a 100-watt 4-channel tube amp by Thomas Blug. If you don't know about it, you should find out about it. It's a wonderful amp, but it doesn't matter if you have that amp. I also have the same approach with my twin reverb. You don't need to use 4cm to do this. You can use 4cm, you don't have to. It really doesn't matter either way. Okay, so let's go back out. My electric is taken care of. For my acoustic, I do exactly the same thing. I go into signal flow, and here I'm just going to choose same thing. It's got to be stereo, pan, and this time, of course, I'm panning all the way to the right. So I save that. Well, I don't need to save it yet. By the way, I could just take that block and copy and paste it, but I'd rather do it this way for the time being. Volume, pan, stereo, pan, all the way to the right. And now I'm still holding my electric guitar. I'm going to save this. Okay, it's saved. I'm still holding my electric guitar. I want to show you something. You don't hear anything. All right? You can see right here, this blue cable is my acoustic guitar. That's going into the right channel. The right output, see the little pieces of blue tape? That's to remind me. That right output is going to this DI box, and that DI box is going to my mixer. The left channel is coming in through this AB switch. You can ignore that, but the AB switch is feeding the left channel. So the left channel is going in here and going out to the amp 1 next to it. So once again, here you hear nothing. All right, now I'm going to quickly pick up my acoustic guitar. Bear with me a second. And if I have done this properly, and my mixer is running, so now what you should be hearing, that's my acoustic guitar. I also have a volume pedal here, which when I do my presets, I put in a volume block so I can control my volume on the acoustic guitar. So my signal now is going in on the right input with this blue cable. It's going through this signal chain. It's coming out only on the right output, which is going to this DI box, which is feeding my mixer. And so now you're actually hearing the signal coming out of my mixer. Now, of course, in my real acoustic preset, I also have some chorus, delay, a boost, and so on and so forth. You put in your normal effects that you want. But this allows me to keep both of my guitars plugged in all the time when I'm playing a gig, and I just load one preset or the other as I need to change guitars. The other piece of advice I would give you, I always put a gain block in here for the acoustic, and it's turned on as a default at minus 120 dB, so that when I activate that preset for the acoustic guitar, it's actually muted. So in case there's something going on stage, the guitar doesn't pick up something and start howling with feedback, the guitar is muted until I unmute it. All right, but otherwise, what you see right here is exactly what I have done. So it could be that you're only using half of your HX effects because you never really thought about this. Maybe you're buying an acoustic preamp. Maybe you're using acoustic IRs or something like this. But in fact, the HX effects can do both electric and acoustic at the same time if you use the wonderful stereo pan block. Okay, hope you enjoyed this, and I hope this is useful information. Bye.